Hello, I'm Davia Chambers and this is Let's Talk Tobago. Today we're in Mount St. George at the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute, the first tertiary level institution established and developed in Tobago. But it wasn't always known as THTI. It was established as the Trinidad and Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute Tobago Campus. But in 2003, the Tobago House of Assembly agreed to assist with its funding. 2 years later, in 2005, the Assembly assumed a greater management role in order to make training programs more readily available to Tobagonians. Today, the Institute continues to grow, offering courses in areas of tourism, hospitality, the culinary arts, and tour guiding, just to name the few. There's a lot more to this homegrown institution. But first, let's tell you what's happening in our stories this week. New policing initiatives to ensure Tobago remains safe. A good year for tourism on this island. The numbers are up, and now BA has added an extra flight to its schedule, and inspiring our young people to be innovative and creators of their own businesses. A look at the plan in place.
Small bites equal major consequences. Protect yourself and your loved ones from mosquito-transmitted diseases such as dengue and chikungunya. Take these simple steps. Empty and clean water storage vessels and flower pots saucers regularly. Clear gutter and nearby bush which may harbor mosquitoes. Install mosquito screens on windows and at other entry points. Use mosquito nets, repellents, and wear long-sleeved clothing. Take action now. Small bites equal major consequences. A message from the Public Health Department. Telephone number 639-5294 or 639-1433.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tobago. Today we're at the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute in Mount St. George that sits on over 99 acres of land that once formed part of the Mount St. George Estate and Sugar Works plantation. Historic ruins of the sugar factory's mill, machines and water wheels, storage basins and dam are located north of the campus. This institute has also made a number of revisions and improvements to its academic programs, implementing the Caribbean Tourism Organization's core curriculum program in 2006. This means THTI's courses are now aligned with those taught at other institutions throughout the region. The benefits of all this to students? Well, they can seamlessly transfer between tourism training organizations and be employable anywhere in the region. But none of this would be possible if this island gained a reputation as a crime hotspot. Thankfully, Tobago is known for being clean, green, safe and serene. But this doesn't mean there are no plans to improve on what's in place. In fact, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is adamant about the safety of residents and visitors. They're putting more eyes and ears to the ground as part of a wider anti-crime plan for this island. More from Kishon Wilson.
The Store Bay facility is one of the many areas in Tobago that will soon have CCTV cameras as part of the new policy initiatives for this island. The Assistant Commissioner of Police for the Tobago Division, Brian Headley, explains the rationale behind this move.
There is a situation in Store Bay as it relates to break-ins in vehicles when people come to the facility and they park their vehicles. We are seeking one of the deterrents that we would like to get implemented in that area is CCTV. You don't have any CCTV to cover the car park.
There'll also be additional police presence in so-called hotspots in Tobago.
Basically, there are 3 districts that represent the, let's say, if I use the majority of the serious crimes, and that is Scarborough, Old Grange, and Crown Point. And that is because of the fact that those station districts are where you have most of the guest houses, most of it is highly inhabited, and a lot of the commercial work takes place in those 3 areas.
Mr. Headley says these duties will be carried out by newly recruited Special Reserve police officers. The
process is supposed to finish at the end of the month. We are hoping that they have to train. Training takes between 6 to 10 weeks. And immediately as they have completed training, we would see that additional presence In the meantime, the resources that we have, there would be, especially coming up for the upcoming Christmas season, there will be additional resources that would be implemented.
In addition, the TTPS is working on having a canine unit established in Tobago in 2015. I'm Keyshawn Wilson for Let's Talk Tobago.
And another plank of that policing initiative is developing a closer relationship with communities across Tobago. To demonstrate this, none other than the Acting Commissioner of Police, Stephen Williams, attended a meeting with the residents of Bethel. This gave them a chance to speak directly to this country's chief crime fighter and the men and women who represent him on this island. As Caroline Wallace tells us, part of that conversation involved getting recommendations from the villagers.
They got the chance to air all their concerns, and not just to anyone, but the officers who can find solutions that will only impact positively on their communities. So what are some of the issues they raised?
Is there an education unit in the police service? If so, what programs are in place to educate the parents, the school, and when I say the school, I'm going from kindergarten, primary, secondary to tertiary level. Also, the churches. And three, what systems are in place to get rid of drugs, guns from coming into our shores?
There is no education unit in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. However, we do in fact have a public affairs unit and we have a community policing secretariat. And those units have some key roles which will straddle the issue of educating the public. But on a local basis, the officers attached to the various divisions, stations, units, CID, they are responsible for enforcing the laws in relation to drug activities.
The long-standing issue of confidentiality was another key subject the residents are worried about.
How does the police service intend to improve confidentiality in terms of people reporting incidences to the police and their neighbor will know soon after?
We have had complaints, numerous complaints, and concerns expressed in relation to police confidentiality, and it's something which the organization is working on.
And it wasn't all complaints. There were some suggestions to enhance the rapport between the TTPS and the village of Bethel.
The community police, when they go into Bethlehem, they could go in plain clothes and go towards those boys on the block. You all could sit with them because I sit with them. We sit with them. And if you all take them quietly, befriend them with a smile, you will have so much from them.
The acting top cop says they are attempting to get community police officers engaged in the village council meetings to get first-hand information on what's happening in the community. This, he hopes, will help to build the relationship between his officers and the community. I am Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
These initiatives aren't taking place in isolation. A Safe Tobago is connected to an effective crime-fighting plan, a plan which impacts this country's tourism numbers. This year, those figures are up, giving Tobago even more bragging rights at this year's World Travel Market, the leading international forum for those in the tourism industry. What's more, this island had great news to share. There's a new agreement which will see increased airlift out of one of Tobago's biggest markets.
Currently, British Airways only comes to Tobago once per week, but at the 2014 World Travel Market in London came the announcement there's a new arrangement to have additional flights come to this destination. And heading those negotiations is the Division of Tourism and Transportation's Secretary Tracy Davidson-Celestine, who says that this is an excellent way forward in attracting more visitors to the island.
2 flights weekly in the winter and the summer season will mean increased opportunities for increased passenger arrivals to the destination. And of course, you know, tourism being an important economic driver, it's important that we have international tourist arrivals and more so increases.
British Airways decided to add more flights to its Tobago route because of the increased passenger demand for destination Tobago. This latest announcement will also be boosted by rebranding and marketing of the island.
The Division of Tourism and Transportation also within recent times would have undertaken a cohesive marketing campaign where we try to position Tobago more in keeping with what we offer. And so our new tagline is Live the Culture Tobago Style, and that has been, reaping benefits for us in terms of more destination awareness and increasing in visitor arrival.
And with these new airlift arrangements made at the World Travel Market, Tobago will continue its efforts to attract more tourists from China, Latin America and North America. I'm Umudar Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
We're taking a break, but coming up, what's being done to strengthen our island's healthcare system? This is Let's Talk Tobago. Thanks for staying with us here at the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute in Mount St. George. THTI signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the University of the West Indies, which allows associate degree students to complete their bachelor's degree with 2 years of further study. The students enrolled here also sit in on state-of-the-art video conferencing lectures accessed directly from the UWI. What's more, the Institute also has an exchange program with Canada College in Canada, allowing some of its culinary students to complete their final semester there. So far, 18 local students have benefited from this arrangement. Now, a country with a strong tourism sector is dependent on an equally responsive healthcare system. But the truth is, the Caribbean region as a whole struggles with maintaining and sustaining this critical area. It's a problem recognized by the heads of Caribbean social security organizations, which led to the establishment of a Caribbean Forum. Back in 2005, they came together to find solutions to these issues. Since then, they've been meeting regularly, and this year, they came to Tobago.
The 9th Caribbean Conference on National Health Financing Initiatives is a forum where stakeholders get to share experiences and knowledge, test ideas, and build new capacity, all in the name of strengthening the region's health systems.
You see, health financing is seen not just as a fiscal matter, raising money. It's a question of getting the health system to work better. In fact, we have a view that if the financing system isn't working properly, the health system itself is not going to be working properly.
So one of the options looked at by this group of professionals is being able to collaborate with other islands in the region to tackle health financing concerns.
Don't underestimate the point about collaboration regionally. We save, and Dr. Adams is here, and he can tell me whether I'm wrong about this. We save in excess of 1/3 of our pharmaceutical bills by being part of the OECS, a regional pharmaceutical program which we source pharmaceutical products. It would be a magnificent thing if we can source them with Trinidad and Tobago.
They are also hoping that this forum will provide them with the information needed to make the right choices, which will contribute to the health and welfare of the Caribbean.
Because if the population is not healthy, these institutions are going to be in serious trouble. And one of the issues that has come up, and we certainly, I hope it will come up again in the conference this year, is the need to get these institutions we need to motivate them to invest more in health, in the strengthening of the health system through the financial support that they will give.
The Division of Health and Social Services sees the seminar as timely for Tobago, given the fact that the Assembly is working to ensure that all monies spent is an investment, which would drive economic growth. The division believes that gaining new insights for successful healthcare administration will only do well for this island. I am Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
A healthy population lays the groundwork for a more productive society, but the numbers show that this kind of economic activity must be driven by the private sector. Currently, government institutions are the biggest employers on this island, accounting for an estimated 60% of the workforce. But Tobago is changing this, steering our young people towards innovation and the creation of their own businesses. It's an opportunity that will present itself once again during Finance Week 2014.
The poster boys of entrepreneurship in the world, but Trinidad and Tobago has produced its own rock stars in the business world. This is Derek Lewis, the co-founder of Island People, and he'll be one of the entrepreneurs who will be on hand at this island's Youth Empowerment Forum 2014 on November 13th, giving insights into the vision and strategy that made him successful. It's the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development's way of showing young people in Tobago that they too can be successful entrepreneurs and they don't have to look to Silicon Valley for inspiration.
We would have persons like Peter Elias and Mr. Derek Lewis. They are seasoned entrepreneurs. They will be sharing their experience and the challenges that they have faced and how to overcome them. We also have young entrepreneurs. One of note is Mr. Wayne John, who is from Tobago. He's the owner of Veteran Film Industries or Company Limited. He has also just broken new ground, and he will give persons insight as to the experience he had and the challenges he faced along the way. Also, we have the Maloney brothers. They own a company called Novos Technologies Limited. They have broken ground regionally, and they are also going to share the opportunities that are there for young persons.
The BDU is driven by the desire to expose young Tobagonians to different aspects of entrepreneurship. New industries often create new jobs and fill market gaps, so the Education and Training Officer envisions that ultimately the Youth Forum will benefit Tobago.
Knowledge is power, and we would like to give persons power to be successful. And we also want them to know that entrepreneurship is needed on the island and that it can help to boost our economy locally and regionally.
So how can you be a part? In order to attend the event, you must register. You can do so by calling 639-4412, extension 3107, or logging on to BDU's Facebook page. The Youth Empowerment Forum takes place at the Pigeon Point Heritage Park. I'm Keishon Wilson for Let's Talk Tobago.
Those budding entrepreneurs will learn about creating unique opportunities in order to gain the edge over their competitors. But Goodwood has got a head start. Sure, it's not as popular as Speyside, Plymouth or Charlottesville. It might not even have name recognition as the villages of Palatuvere, Bloody Bay and Lansford, the creators of Blue Food Festival. But Goodwood has set out to distinguish itself from the rest. As Omadara Mills tells us, the planning started back in 1990, but the attempted coup put the brakes on that plan. 24 years later, it's been resurrected to offer Tobago a new look at a traditional food item.
You may not think much of this ground provision called yam, but in West Africa it is celebrated as the king of crops, to the point where there's the annual celebration of the New Yam Festival, where people commemorate a year of good harvest. It's an event which was brought to Tobago when the slaves came to the island.
In the village of Goodwood and Goodwood, which was once plantations or estates, they would have been allowed to practice the New Yam Festival. So each and every year, during the months of July, so let's say September, they would have had this harvest celebration to give thanks to the gods or the ancestors for a year of plentiful.
And that event has been revived again in Goodwood. But it's not about piles of yam or educational information on the types of yam and what they can be used for. In addition to the culinary extravaganza featuring various yam dishes made by top chefs, there'll be other activities.
We're going to also have a farmers and craft market where the farmers in the community are going to participate. They're going to have a market where you can come and purchase your produce on Saturday. In addition to that, we're having a Goodwood mini museum that would incorporate the history of the community. It will showcase the icons of the community, both dead and alive, who would have contributed to the development of Goodwood.
A stage play entitled OT and a stick fighting workshop complement the historical theme of the festival. The festival took place on November 8th and closed the 2014 Tobago Heritage Experience, which began earlier this year. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's time to take another break, but stay with us to relive the glory of Wim Anglican, Tobago's under-11 primary school football champs. You're viewing Let's Talk Tobago, and today we're at the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute in Mount St. George, home to a world-class, state-of-the-art production kitchen and the aptly named Top of the Mill restaurant and bar because it's a short trek down from the ruins of the mill. The restaurant, bar and training production kitchen opened in 2008 and provides the ideal environment for advanced culinary students who want a truly modern, world-standard, practical learning experience. But away from all the talk of food and tourism, this island's football season is winding down as the best teams battle for the ultimate win. We want to share with you the story of a group of young footballers who fought their way back to the top.
I'm glad my team win the match. We feel good for the minute because we work really hard for it.
It was a tight game. No goals were scored until the 29th minute when Wim Anglican's Michael James netted the ball, leading his team to victory. The coach says the finals of the Tobago Primary School's under-11 football competition was the most difficult game played, but he says the victory means a lot for the boys as they didn't win last year. They will now move on to the National Primary Schools football competition in the under-12 category.
This year has been pretty good. We set goals all the time, and this year we did achieve what we set out to achieve, which is to get back into the national competition in this particular tournament, the under-12 competition. All right, we have set our minds, our eyes on it since the beginning of the tournament, and we are here and looking to go forward and looking to do well.
The team is now strategizing to be victorious once more.
No, we set our standards, right? And we have confidence. We don't underrate anybody. But like I said, you have to plan. And our intention is to try and get at least the semi-finals of this competition.
And they're eager to give it their all.
I'm looking to go to Trinidad to win and to bring the trophy to Tobago.
We have a good team and we have no weakness.
I go to Trinidad and work hard that we could win this national championship finals.
The competition had two elements, the under-11 and the under-15. Montgomery Government Primary took home the trophy for the under-15 category. The Tobago Primary Schools football competition was sponsored by the Tobago House of Assembly. I'm Keyshawn Wilson for Let's Talk Tobago.
And we're visiting another school, this time to tell you how TUCO is ensuring that the calypso genre doesn't die. The organization hosted a number of competitions throughout the year, and as part of their celebration of Calypso Month, they came to this island with one of the greats. This could be termed a special event at Signal Hill Secondary School. Here's why.
She's known as one of the best female calypsonians in the Caribbean. The first woman to ever win a Trinidad Road March title with Gimme More Tempo. The undisputed queen of the genre visited Tobago during Calypso Month, an initiative of the Trinbago Unified Calypsonians Organization in collaboration with the Tobago House of Assembly. While here, she gave an inspirational lecture to students of Signal Hill Secondary School.
But when God puts something into your mind and your thoughts, nothing could take it away from you. Nothing. Because I believe in God, the Father Almighty. He is the creator of heaven and earth. So anything you want, you ask, and it shall be given to you. Obey your teachers, because they are the ones who have you under control from 8 in the morning until 3 or 4 in the afternoon. You will open your cranium, open your brain, and take in all the knowledge that they are given unto you.
Calypso Rose also singled out the male students.
Sons, I want you all to make me proud. Learn your books, study your books. If you see something, speak about it. If you see something you don't like, speak about it.
But it wasn't all talk. The students got a first-hand taste of why she continues to be an icon. I am Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
Still on the topic of creative art forms, as you're aware, the film industry in Tobago is growing, not just with the production of films such as Dream Hotel, Happy Sad, or 9 Feet of Rope. The expansion of this sector is evident with the number of young people seeking to become certified professionals. They're all hoping to work with the best in the global movie industry and to take advantage of the opportunities which arise when foreign productions come to the island. It's time to meet one of Tobago's budding filmmakers.
Whether he's working on his student films such as After the Sweat or Glass Bottom Boat, or on other productions such as Vibes Caribbean, this 21-year-old film student and photographer Kyle Walcott has had an interest in anything with a visual element since he was a boy. Kyle is now a final-year film production student at the University of the West Indies. This year, his student film, Glass Bottom Boat, made it into the lineup of films for the 2014 Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival, an event that Kyle worked at a few years back as a technical volunteer. He says that the entry of his 15-minute documentary came as a surprise.
It started off as my documentary final assignment and it actually got into the festival. I'm still coping with the shock. And so far it's been a great experience. It's a larger forum, it's an opportunity to really showcase my work and see what people's opinion of it is.
People who've worked with this Tobagonian filmmaker say that he's an excellent example to follow for those who want to develop their career in filmmaking.
Dolby has been very focused, and I think that is really what people need to do here, focus on their development.
Kyle has also participated in the secondary school's short film festival when he attended Bishop's High School. He says that he is confident in this island's ability to develop his film industry due to the talent of people and our natural landscape.
We have that aesthetic that people would die to pay for thousands, millions of dollars, and we just have it here. And it's our job to just really capitalize on that.
Over the years, the Division of Community Development and Culture has provided financial assistance and facilitated film workshops. In addition to this, students like Kyle can access financial support if he wants from the THTI's Department of Advanced Training and Advisory Services. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
And it's time to have your say, the segment of our program where we hear from you, our viewers. Tobago has a lot to celebrate. This island is relatively safe and its natural beauty continues to make the to-do list of many international travel publications. But there's no getting away from the fact that, like most of its Caribbean neighbors, Tobago's tourism sector was hard hit during the global economic downturn. Today, it's now in recovery mode with the data showing increased tourist arrivals for this year. But there's more to celebrate. British Airways has announced that it will add an extra flight to this destination come next year. So today we're asking, how do you feel about the announcement from BA? This is what you said.
It will give the potential for investment as well as even for tourism.
Yeah, that will be very, very nice, much better, good. Yeah, bring more people because we need that.
It will bring in business, it will help out also with the travel from Trinidad to Tobago and all these kind of things.
There's a demand for more flights to bring more people, and if that is happening, well, that will be good for the economy of Tobago.
It will be much better, yeah, for the tourists, more flight to come into the island.
And that's how we bring this week's edition of Let's Talk Tobago to a close. Remember, you can send us your comments or queries on anything you've seen in this program to information@tha.gov.tt or even visit us at www.tha.gov.tt. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Davia Chambers, and on behalf of all of us at the Department of Information, have a safe and enjoyable week. And as we go, here's a final look at the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute, the first tertiary institution established and developed in Tobago, which is now accredited by the ACTT.